Hello, this is Josh Hunter. I'm here on the planet on the planet Earth. Uh, all right. I've said a lot of things about gratitude, about being thankful, and maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'm as Anyway, so I all right. So uh, I'm a little late to all right. Yeah, uh, all right. I'm a little doubtful about my losing it. That's it. Finito. Okay. There was a time when I sat on a bench, and I lived on this bench for like 6 months. I won't say where it was, but I was reacting to something, and I don't know. I didn't. I needed a home. There was no home, so I tried to live on a bench. I didn't know it was so close to these other things, and so I did my utmost to. Anyway, while I was on this bench, and the thing is, I'm not sure if I seem like a person who is not grateful for all the help that I have received, because my previous video I just talked about like gratitude, or a lot of my videos I talk about being thankful. So, so okay, all right. So I hope this is. I don't know. There's this guy. He he gave me a tablet for free, and I thought, all throughout my period of being homeless, people they do this thing where they say, "Oh, I'm going to do this for you," and then they don't. I say, "I'm going to do this for you," and then they don't. And it's just like this constant thing. Like anytime anyone offers me something, that's like them saying, "Here's what I'm not going to give you." There was plenty of time. There was this this gal. She came up to me. Multiple ladies have come up to me and said, "It's like, hey, I'm gonna get you some clothes. What's your size? This and that." And I'm like, "All right." And then they don't. It has happened so consistently that It's happened so consistently that I didn't. I'm like, I must be. Either I'm nuts, or maybe everyone else is going nuts, and I don't know, maybe. But this guy, he came up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you a tablet. I got this spare tablet, and I'm gonna give it to you." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, another liar? How wonderful!" And it's spelled Lyre, but. Okay. So it's been like, it was like maybe a day or two, maybe 3 days later, and he comes back. He's like, here's the tablet, and like I was so surprised. I was like, somebody actually did what they said they were gonna do. That's remarkable, because I don't know many people like that. Just off the top of my head, the only people I know who did what they said they were going to do, or who were very... And I don't remember for what. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger once... I forget what he said he was going to do, but there was something that he said he was going to do, and he did it. Like, that was like... And then I remember in the late 80s, Donald Trump said, "I hope that I don't have to become president." And, that was, So, this guy giving me this tablet is like, I can't believe somebody actually kept their word. And it was big. And when he gave it to me, I was like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know, like, everybody around here is like, don't give this guy anything, don't help him out. Maybe they're not saying that exactly, but that's like their, when they come up to me, I can count maybe 25 people, perhaps even 30, who have done this. They'll just come up to me and they'll say, oh, what do you need? Do you need some clothes? I'll get you some clothes, and then nothing. In fact, I remember while I was on the same bench, this gal used to pass me every day, and one day she comes up to me and she's like, hey, let's go to lunch. And I'm like, what? Because I've been sitting on this, like, I am like this homeless person on this bench, and she, like, I don't know, she works somewhere nearby, and she comes up to me and she's like, oh, hey, let's go to lunch. And I'm like, okay, fine, sure. Whenever you want. And then I never saw her again. So I don't know. Okay, technically, I suppose on some level I really must know why why that is the case. Why people will just come up to me and say, "Oh, I'm definitely going to do this for you," and then they don't. You know, maybe that's some character aspect about myself that I have not, you know, studied extensively. You know, because everyone, I like to think that I know myself, but do I? Do I really know myself? And I do my best, but my social experiences are so limited that it is difficult for me to understand who I am in relation to real world incidents. I basically have been doing what I can based on extrapolations of the data that I've received thus far. You know, there's such a pitiful amount of experience that I have that I simply have to guess. I mean, it's not guessing, but what is? Oh, okay. Huh. So, anyway, simply put, I wanted to thank this guy for actually keeping his word. I don't know. I mean, and here's the reason why I was hesitant to thank him, because he gave me the tablet, and I'm like, okay, cool. And like I was looking at him like, oh, dude, you know, your email and all this stuff is still on it. And I'm like, and then he's like, no, it isn't. There's nothing on it. And I'm like, okay. And that, like, it wasn't a red flag. Let's say that was like an orange flag, maybe. And you know, I did send him an email thanking him, but I just thought, you know, maybe these guys are pulling a prank. They're like, all right, I'm going to give this homeless guy a tablet. Let's see what he writes. Let's see what he does, and we'll make some money off of that. So yeah, paranoid, right? And so when he gave me the tablet, I used the tablet in exactly. I mean, I would do that anyway. Like I said, I've been paranoid for such a long time. Like I always live as if I'm being observed. I always live as if someone is watching me. That every thought, word, and deed is being observed by someone or something. It's been like this since 1997. Okay. All right. So I'm not fearful, but there's a lot of evidence of certain things, and I'm not going to burden you with that, because you still like to be able to go home and look your family in the face and think, oh, I know what this is. So, you know, I try to keep people at a distance, because, like, you have no fucking idea what's going on here. And I've done my utmost to keep the people who exist on this earth, you know, safe. I don't mean like heroics or whatever. I mean like I've done my utmost to make sure that I do not add to the dangerous aspects of this planet. And you know, the things that are going on. And it's hard for people to understand that, because I mean, maybe it isn't. Oh God. Suddenly, I just want to lay down, and I want to just. You know how long it's been since I've had my own bed? Never. Every bed that I've slept on in my whole life was either, well, I think my first bed, I slept on a couch. My first bed ever in my whole life, where it was like, oh, this is where you sleep. It was a couch bed. I don't know if they still have those, but it was a couch bed. and that was nice. There was the next bed. It was a futon mat. It was a futon. First, I had a futon for a very long time, but then the frame broke, and then I just slept on that mattress, the futon mattress, for like a decade. It was I didn't complain. It was a nice mattress. And then we turned it into a bed, but that frame was built inside the house. So there was no way to ever get that frame outside of the house because it was a custom built frame. So once I left that house, it fell apart. There's no, you can't. That's it. You could not ever take that frame out of the house because it was custom, unless you wanted. All right. So and then the next bed that I had an air mattress. And then one day, I hope this, well, I guess this is gonna be kind of scary. I hope you're not scared. Why do I keep saying that? Oh, because people get scared easily. I don't know. Anyway, I had this air mattress, and one day, like, I was so frustrated at. Nah, that's probably not a good idea. Why wouldn't it be a good idea? I don't know. Sometimes. Damn it. Alright. Fucking. Alright. So, no, there's a bed somewhere in between that. It was a loaner bed. Like, or I wasn't a loaner, but somebody gave me this bed, and I mean, it was somebody else's bed, and that person left. And then, I mean, the only reason I was even allowed in this house was because, you know, when I first moved into this house, they were like, okay, in order to live in this house, you have to take on the responsibility of this cat. It's the first cat I ever had. It was her name was Buddy 3. Also known as Buddy She and Catastrophe. Those are her three names. And I guess I was the owner of the cat, but I never fed it. I never, like, it was just like a formality. It's like, if anybody asks, this is your cat. Like, I'm like, what kind of dark shit is going on here? So I have that thought just now. I didn't have it at the time. I wasn't that smart at the time, but, you know, anyway, oh, that's what. Okay, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So that was the bed of the previous occupant. It was a nice bed, but none of these beds were my bed. Like, I never had a new bed, is what I mean. And then the other, calculating. Happy President's Day, by the way. Huh? Oh. Okay. Now time's speeding up. Fuck. Okay, alright. Come on. And that was it. I never had any other. Those were all my beds. I never had like a bed like that was like a regular bed. Like, you know, you just. So. Yeah, I don't know why. Well, no, I do know I brought that up because this is. I think this is becoming my catchphrase for my homeless television show. My homeless television show. My cat. If this were like a sitcom, it's like, if I had a bed, and then that's my. And I guess that's worth it. Like 7 years to get like a cat. All right. Well, game over, I guess.